Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the private server Everlasting. We are once again with Silver Phoenix, our martial arts scrapper, who has about 10 million XP and 26, almost 27 million influence. We need about a million and a half XP to get to level 42, and we're working on a story arc. Now, I do want to, before we start the story arc, mention a couple things. We've got her enhancements here. As you can see, we have two sets. The Crane Kick has the Scrapper set of Critical Strike, and Thunder Kick has Crushing Impact. Now, I do have 6 slots in Eagle's Claw and in Storm Kick. We could theoretically begin slotting in some other sets there. We've completed pretty much Evasion and Focus Fighting. Theoretically, we could install some slots there, some sets there. I'm holding off on that for a couple of reasons. We're level 41. It won't be that long before we're level 42. And so what I'd like to do is put level 45 enhancers on here, which are almost as good as level 50, rather than putting level 40s on and then in less than a level we'll be able to do 45s. So I'm going to wait till level 45 to put in any sets. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use. There's an AoE one. Once we put our final slot on Dragon's Tail, which we'll probably do in level 42, then there is an AoE one that I want to get. And what I probably want to do is put the Scrapper's Strikes, which is the other Scrapper archetype set, on Eagle's Claw. Stormkick will get something else. I'm considering possibly Mako's Bite. Frankly, none of them are all that great in terms of what I would like to get and in what they do. A lot of them only have 5 slots of increasing endurance, recharge, damage, or accuracy, and then 1 slot of like a small chance of doing a little bit of minor negative or minor lethal damage. I'd really rather have just the regular damage, and a lot of them reduce your damage bonus from 95% to like 87 or 8%, which isn't a huge loss of damage. In Stormkick, the base value is 76, so instead of doing 150 damage, we'd be doing like 142 with a small chance of 8 or 10 points of lethal damage some of the time. There actually was one where you could add a knockdown component, but it didn't work out to be worth it, in my opinion. I was considering doing a knockdown component on Stormkick, but I didn't. In the end, I decided that that particular set of enhancements wasn't worth getting. I can't remember why. It didn't have bonuses that I wanted or something like that. Ultimately, we want to get some of the bonuses here up a little higher. You know, if we can get these into the 15% range, that'd be quite nice. So we're just going to have to see what happens as we get into our sets. But for now, we're actually working on a story arc, right? We're working on the missing Melvin and the mysterious Malta group. We've been fighting the Malta with this character and the Knives of Artemis. And Indigo says, I hope you're ready. And the mission is that a man was recently kidnapped from the British consulate here in Paragon City. His name is Lester Chesterford, and he recently arrived in the city on a diplomatic errand. Mr. Chesterford is a career diplomat with many powerful friends he's developed in his long career. He's also remarkably amicable, even giving candid interviews about historical people like, say, MI6 director Neil McIntosh to young CIA historians and file clerks who politely request them. Lester Chesterfield's abduction has thrown the British consulate into disarray. He needs to be rescued. So we are going to rescue him. And when we rescue Chesterfield, we'll also need to give him this file. He'll understand it's sealed, but I think I can trust you. It's sealed, but I think I can trust you not to open it. Right, and so we have a sealed file in a manila folder. Alright, so this mission takes us to Paris Park. And we got our super jump going, so we will head to the train station. And we'll head over to, I guess, Atlas Park, because that's probably the quickest way. Although there's really no way of knowing with Paris Park. The mission could be anywhere. One of the things, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, I've done a lot of badge hunting with this character. We have like 230 badges or something now. I'll show you in a sec. I've done pretty much all the zones below level 30. So Even went back and did Echo of Dark Astoria, Echo Galaxy City. Those are like historical or Ouroboros zones. You can't get to them any other way anymore, and they're just basically a flashback. So if we look at our personal info, you can see we have 239 badges, including lots of day jobs, and you can see that we now have a bunch of history badges. These come from clicking on plaques in multiple zones. We have a whole bunch of those, and you can see all of the Explorer badges I now have. So we're doing pretty well on badges, which is pretty nice. Alright, so we're going to go to Purrs Park. And once we're in Purrs Park, we will look for the mission and try to rescue Chesterfield. And, you know, it's funny to think about. I was watching one of the older videos where I was like, I still didn't have super jump, and we were running through the town the long way, and it's funny to think about how different it is as your character levels up, how quickly you can get from point A to point B with super jump or super speed, or even with flight once you have it enhanced and you're high level. So let's see. This is going to be right near the edge, it looks like. Hopefully we will be able to get in to it. We won't have to run through all this maze. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. So we need to rescue Chesterfield from either the Malta or the Knives of Artemis. So Indigo gave me no indication of how she knew where the Malta group was holding Chesterfield, but she's a woman of secrets. Okay, so let's go ahead. What? Why is this mission +0? Oh, I know what happened. Yeah. Alright, so this is going to be too easy. So when I went and did the contaminated badge, which is you go back into the tutorial region and you fight the contaminated till you get. I wanted to do it till I got 100 of them. And if you go back and watch an earlier episode, I got 30 or 40 of them when we first did Ouroboros, but I didn't get the rest because I didn't want to make you guys watch all of that because I figured it'd be kind of boring. And so, yeah, this is going to be really easy. So what happened is that actually I was level 1 and they were all level 3 to me, 3 orange cons to me, and it was pretty rough. And you know, at level 1 to be fighting orange cons, it was okay, but I was stuck on this. The only way to do that is to do an Ouroboros story arc. So I was stuck on this story arc that I didn't really want to be on. That really all I had done it for was to get the badge, and so I just put it on +0 to get it over with, and I forgot to change it. So that's unfortunate. So we're gonna have to just live with this easy mission for this particular part of the episode, and then I will change it back to the regular +2, or maybe +3 at this point, once I get out of this mission, because this is going to be too easy. Look at that, one-shotting things. Yeah, that's just too easy. Yeah, it's interesting. I had somebody ask me a question on the Liberty Lass stream, which I'll answer here since other people might be wondering the answer. And I've mentioned this before on this stream, but maybe not on the Liberty Lass one, that I call them streams, I guess playlists. Why, he said, don't you go to the pay-to-win vendor and get all the extra goodies? The answer is that those goodies are useless at high levels, but in low levels, they make the game too easy, right? The Nemesis staff, which gives you a powerful ranged attack that a martial artist wouldn't normally have, is a good example. I don't want to have that thing at low level because it makes the game too easy, right? Otherwise, then you're just sort of sleepwalking through it. I like that the low levels are a challenge. Mostly like the challenge of the low levels. Now there are some things that I'm not in love with, like our orange and yellow Vajaloks when I'm asking for +1s. But even those, I've learned, how to cope with those in this game, and they don't bother me that much, other than maybe making me grumble a little bit. They certainly don't stop me from succeeding at my missions. And again, always my question is, am I succeeding at my missions? If I am, then I'm happy, right? Because that's what I want to do, is get through the missions, get through the story arcs, and get to experience them, right? And so if I'm experiencing the missions as I desire, then that should be fine for me. And so, yeah, I don't get the Nemesis staff or any of the other goodies from the pay-to-win vendor because, A, I don't feel like I need them. Oh boy. We don't want that. Yep, he hit me. I didn't see him fast enough. That's the sapper. Oh boy, yep. That's bad. There were multiple sappers, and it took me too long to get him. And now I'm running into the walls. Alright, let's get out. We have to get out. I should have just hit elude. Yeah, that was a big mistake. Even against yellow cons, that was a big mistake. I screwed that up. Because there were a whole bunch of them by the entrance, and I was busy talking and I didn't think about sappers. And this is the kind of thing that happens when you're talking and not paying attention. Alright, so we put our toggles back on. And now we're going to actually look carefully at what's ahead of us in the room. And so I may get quiet a little bit as I think about what it is that I'm trying to do here. Alright, so this is an operations engineer. We're going to take him out. And another operations engineer. We'll take him out. And I found a clue, which I can't look at yet because I'm beating up an auto turret. Come on. I'm sure I clicked crane kick and not Eagle's Claw there. Okay. Ah, and there was a boss there. That's the other problem. Okay, so we should be fine here. Let's increase our accuracy a little bit, and we'll go beat this guy up. Alright, enough of this guy. I've had enough of you. Knocking you over and then kicking your butt. Wow, he's really smacking me. And he's only orange to me. He must be super accurate or something. Let's see, what's he have to hit me? He had a 50% chance to hit me there. So that means they have 85% accuracy or something? 80%? 80, I guess. That's still very high. Alright, so we completed the mission. We got a clue. And the clue says, after you rescued Lester Chesterfield from agents of the Malta group, he took the sealed papers you had. I didn't even see him. He took the sealed papers you had for him and read them on the spot. Afterward, he told you, well, if it weren't for your reputation, Silver Phoenix, I wouldn't know if I should believe these papers or not. Crimson indeed. That's a name that's left a long and bloody shadow on several decades of recent history, but I'll make certain that I tell the proper story to the right people. Keep me out of danger indeed. No worry, I'll ensure that the official version of events, the records will show that Mr. Langley asked me about Mr. McIntosh, but that I didn't tell him anything about the intelligence conference on Malta, nor about the reaction in our spy community when your Might for Right Act was overturned. Changes in records can change history as people know it. I'll make sure that the changes outlined here are made. Thank you again. Oh, and Silver Phoenix, if you were to take my advice, you would move with care. You've done a lot of good for many people, but you're working for and against very dangerous individuals. Right now, the world could use a tale of heroism that does not end in tragedy. Alright, so we will head out. So it seems like Crimson's got some blood on his hands. See what Indigo says about that. She says the British Embassy is happy to have Mr. Chesterfield back, Silver Phoenix. I don't know if you were listening to him, and I don't know if he told you anything of interest. But for your safety and mine, I don't think that's something we really should talk about. The important thing is that everyone's safe, and that some people are a step closer to being safer. And now, she says, while you were rescuing Lester Chesterfield from the Malta group, another cell of Malta agents occupied an abandoned building. Their intentions are unknown, but I'm sure they're up to no good, so we gotta go stop them. Alright, this is gonna be in Boomtown. But first, we gotta set our notoriety back to +2. And we'll see how that goes. What do we get? 1 enhancement that time? Alright, so to get to Boomtown, that's Skyway City. Yep, I think we'll just go straight to Skyway City. And from there we will hop over to the train and head to Steel Canyon. Yeah, boy, blundering into those guys was very sloppy. That's because I was busy talking, guys. I apologize for that. That was very, very sloppy. Didn't die, but came very close to it. Would have died if I hadn't been able to use all those inspirations. Now we're short on inspirations, and we're going up against +2, so hopefully we'll fill in the tray a little bit. Alright, and now we're going to Steel Canyon North, and then to Boomtown, and hopefully we won't have our mission all the way in the very back of Boomtown, but oftentimes you do. It's a big zone. And it seems like a lot of the mission doors are at the back of the zone. And my guess is, you know, for level 41, it's ridiculous. When they created the algorithm for that, they probably created it based around people going to Boomtown at the right level, on level. And they figured it would be, you'd have to fight your way in and fight your way out, and that would probably be exciting or challenging. You know, at level 41, it's just give me the mission door right here, because this is time sync. Right? I don't, you know, you can see where I've been, that's where all the badges are. So anywhere where there isn't a badge, I've never been in Boomtown, because what do you need to, you don't need to come in here. This zone, as I mentioned before, when we were on level to the zone was necessary when the game launched, because they didn't have enough content, right? There weren't enough missions to get you from level 10 to 20. So in the meantime, what you would do is you'd come in here, and they have these very large hazard zone spawns with lots of enemies, right? And you would come in with a group, and you guys would basically farm it. Nobody farms Boomtown anymore. They go straight into the Architect and pick a mission that's easier to farm than Boomtown, and they farm that, right? They'll purposely take enemies they have weakness against, right? Like a fire guy going up against Vajalox, or a smashing guy going up against Clockworks, and they just farm it. And so there's no need to come into Boomtown anymore, and hardly anyone does except to do a mission. And the way people have been, you know, talking in the Discord, I think a lot of them don't even do very many missions anymore like this. They just go and farm the Architect. But that's not what I like to do, so we're going to go ahead and take an accuracy, hit focus chi, and we are going to hit this sapper as hard and fast as we can. Got him. He wasn't able to get me. That's what you got to do. And that's what I should have done last time. I was just too busy talking. Jawboning, as I sometimes say. Alright, so there's an operations officer, a gunslinger, and there's an operations engineer. We're going to hit the engineer first because he'll pull out the auto turret. And then we hit this guy. Kick him away from the others if we can. Oh, the kick didn't work. Okay. There's another engineer. Boy, they're all over the place in here. Okay, we'll crane kick in because that'll finish him. And then the gunslinger, who's shooting ice bullets at me for some reason. These guys are very resistant to knockback, it looks like. Wow. He was really hitting me there. That's because they're highly accurate, I guess. Yeah, 48% chance. See, they've got an 80% base to hit as lieutenants. Wow. So I guess against Gunslinger, I'm going to need to use a loot or throw in some luck. Let's try a luck. At least we made sure he didn't pull out the auto turret. Do a knockdown on this guy. Nope. Yeah, he's very resistant to that. No knockdown, no knockback. I really wish you could increase the knockdown and knockback chance rather than the amount. Okay, so there's a hallway there, but we need to inspect the upstairs. Defeat all Malta agents, so everybody has to go in this mission. And there's another sapper. And a boss. Alright, so I think it's time for elude. He shouldn't be able to hit me, the sapper, and now this guy. So the main reason I hit elude there wasn't really the boss, although he's probably got a very high probability to hit. It wasn't really the boss. It was if the sapper hit me while the boss is standing there and all my toggles turn off, then I die. Right? So we were almost capped against him. Let's see. 15% chance. So we don't have him floored, but we got him close with a loot. So that's something else. We got 77% defense, and he's not floored. And he hit me anyway. A 15% chance. Okay. Alright, so there's an elevator here, which means there's going to be another level. But let's look over here first. Let's fight the Titan while we got a loot running. Gotta be quick. Do a little extra damage because... we gotta be quick because the loot's gonna drop in about a minute. So somebody just said "ah" in supergroup. Ah, what? I hear a guy walking around. Where the heck is he? Oh, great. Oh, this is not good. I'm probably going to run out of endurance. Because the elude's about to drop. Come on. Do as much as I can to him. Hurry up. Alright, that's good. Hurry up, quick, quick. Got him. Just in time. Alright, I'm going to turn off the toggles because they're going to drop in a sec. We'll go ahead and let the elude turn off. It's just turning off now. And there goes the... whoops, cancel. Cancel. There we go. So there goes the elude drop. sort of look around, complete the map. And then when those blue circles go away, then it's time to rest and put our toggles back on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And rest. So that's not too bad. The elude helped us beat a couple purples and avoid sappers, which is always good. And we're back. Okay, so let's hit the elevator. We need to look for clues, which I haven't seen yet. Haven't heard any glowies. And we need to defeat everybody. So we definitely need to keep an eye out for sappers. That's why I'm looking around corners here. You don't see anybody there. Okay. Oh, there's a sapper right there. That was awesome. I got him as he coming around the corner. And that is why you look around corners, guys. Got another clue and completed the mission. Okay, that's weird. It's defeat all. I guess that was everybody. We're supposed to look for clues. There, what? Alright, well, I'm gonna go grab the old painting. Where is it? Where the heck is it? There it is. And we got another clue. So this is a painting called Gentleman of Malta. It's a large painting depicting a group of 17 serious-looking older men around a conference table in a darkened room. A seal of a black bird of prey is visible on the table. You recognize the face of Roger Vrabel, the head of the CIA's Titan program, as well as Neil McIntosh, the head of England's 60s-era MI6 metahuman program. Other men in the painting appear to be members of the Western intelligence agencies, mostly from the NATO era. 1967. And then we have a paper trail. We found these documents in an old office that had been taken over by the Malta troops. The Malta group agents were in the process of destroying them when you broke in. Though yellowed with age, water-stained, scattered, crumpled, and torn, these documents look like business ledgers. Their examination reveals that these papers might trace the illegal movements of vast sums of money as they were siphoned off from several major governments during the late 1960s. So that's where the Malta Group got its funding. Interesting. So now we will call Indigo. And she says, you found some interesting things. I can see why Malta would want to make sure they were all destroyed. It would almost seem like they were embezzling funds from a dozen different intelligence agencies. Maybe they still are. I know, I'm being mysterious again. Sorry. You'll just have to trust me. I can't promise that this will all be clear in the end, but it might be less obscure. Alright, so that's pretty cool, guys. I think it's been a lot of fun. We, again, only got one enhancement the entire time. I'm going to stop here, and I will be back with another episode in the near future. I hope you've enjoyed it. This has been City of Heroes.